Thank you all, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Professor Cooper, for giving me this opportunity to come and speak at this launch event, Academy of Social Sciences. So what I'm going to do, being aware of that 10-minute slot and that 1-minute flag up there, I'm going to give you a story about the Tata Group, especially around innovation, and within that I will build in how management research has helped our company and a group of companies do that. But before that, just to give a quick glimpse of the Tata Group. As you know, the Tata Group is around 100 odd operating companies across the world with a top line of close to $100 billion, operating, as Professor Cooper mentioned, in more than 80 countries, having people of strength of around 450,000. And that is where we are, including if we talk specifically in the UK, we are currently the largest manufacturer in the UK. Let me give you a glimpse around how we have progressed this journey of innovation and our experiences around that. A quick glimpse around the 90s, where you find that India as a country, the economy and the GDP was at its absolutely low. Not that it is very high right now. It was an insular economy. The market was supply dominated. There was limited choice out there. And at that same time, if you contrast that with the Tata Group, there were various versions of the Tata logo out there. The revenues were absolutely low. And with all of that, we still had some glimpses of innovation taking place in this company. So if you talk about the 8-hour working day or the maternity benefits, etc. So what did we need to do at that point in time when the economy was opening up? It was either we improve or either we perish. And so the mantra in the 90s was that we need to improve fast. Now, how do we improve fast? We put down a number of initiatives. We had big 5 consultants. We did benchmarking, knowledge management, and so on and so forth. We tried to focus ourselves towards more of alignment within the various Tata organizations, and that is where we started our journey with the Tata Business Excellence model. Now, this business excellence model, we kept on deploying it across all Tata companies. This journey still continues. This is a model which is proven and still continues across all the Tata companies, and it has given its benefits and will continue to give the benefits. The other thing that we wanted to do is to copy as fast as possible from the best in the world. So what did we have to do at that point in time? Is to keep on improving upon the quality and the business excellence journey, which brought us to some level. However, there was something which was still missing. And that something which was missing is up out here, risk-averse culture. We picked up projects which could only give a return. We never had a risk-oriented culture, a risk-averse culture. Cost reduction happened to be the only theme around which everyone was looking at innovation or improvement. Everyone wanted to know, can you show me where it is done earlier? Can you give me examples rather than create your own examples? And with all of this, we could have always been number 2 and never number 1. And that is one of our philosophies today, that lead and never follow. And then we got this inspiration towards the end of 90s, where Mr. Ratan Tata, our chairman, talked about innovation. And he said that I would like to see our group of companies becoming more innovative, trying to challenge various technologies, trying to use those technologies, trying to question what has not been questioned in the past. And so that inspiration around innovation started to come in there. Now, in order to take that forward, what did we have to do? That is the time when we formed a TGIF, which is called the Tata Group Innovation Forum, somewhere in 2007. And the charter around that was, how do we inspire, enable, and create a positive change in the Tata companies? It had a 3-pronged approach. We wanted to encourage, we wanted to advise companies on the innovation capabilities, and we wanted to create evangelists across this entire Tata Group to make that happen. With that charter in mind, we wanted to first learn innovation. We first wanted to demystify innovation. And in order to do that, that is where the management research comes in. So if you look at out here, we started to train a number of managers across the Tata companies. So about 5,000 plus have been trained, and this process still continues. And we looked at the best in the world. So we picked up open innovation from Professor Henry Chesbrough at the Berkeley University. We had Professor Clayton Christensen teaching us around disruptive innovations. We have Professor Julian Birkinshaw, whose research told us about the innovation value chain. We had Dr. James Canton talking about the innovator's mindset. And these are just glimpses of a few of these management research that we have used that continues even today. And it keeps on going on. We keep on looking at how this research can help us in Tata companies to become more and more innovative. Having done this, we also thought we need to do one more thing. We started to take our key managers and heads of companies onto various innovations. So we took them to the US into a number of innovative companies. We took them to Japan into a number of innovative companies. We also took them to Israel, which is also considered to be a very innovative country. And then we have done these three missions so far. And with all of this learnings which is happening, we started to put that into research and publication. So we created a number of publications which then became available to the wide Tata group so that they can pick up things which is happening across the Tata group in terms of innovation. Let me now come on to some of the specifics out here. When we interacted with Professor Julian on the innovation value chain and the research which he did across a number of companies, we found that this is something which we can adopt in our Tata companies, and we picked that up and gave it a name, Innometer, because finally the innovators, the innovation value chain which Professor Julian has given us looks at two critical aspects. It looks at the process side of things and it looks at the culture side of things. And both are important ingredients for an innovation culture to build into the organization. So the idea out here was to let companies and teams know the health of their innovation ecosystem. It's not just one organization, but the entire ecosystem. So it was around robustness of processes, it was around the culture, and subsequently, slightly later, we adopted another thing, and we introduced a piece out there which was around the strategic focus. The charts out here indicate a sample company around, this is the kind of benchmark which the research of Professor Julian gave, and this is a sample of one of the companies. And you can see the difference out here, that while the business excellence journey took us to a certain level and we started to see ourselves very good, on the other side, we started to see a different kind of a phase. We needed to improve further. And that is that hunger which led us to try to implement these things across a number of companies. So far, we have done this exercise in about 20 plus companies, and the journey continues. Let me give you a little bit more details into the Innometer. It is around the process, culture, and the strategic focus out here. In the process, we are talking about how do we generate ideas, how do we execute them, and finally, how does it get commercialized? And then that is where the innovation value chain, as given by Professor, comes into place. Then, to add to that the cultural elements, there were 4 areas in which we looked at the culture. One is the direction setting of the company, one is the space and time or the scope of it, one is the rules and the boundaries, and one is the support systems which enable that to happen. And as Professor gave us in that research, he said there could be 2 diverse ends. There could be a constraint end and there could be a chaos end. So it could be too much of direction or too little of direction, or too much of support or too less of support, too much of boundaries, too less of boundaries, and so on and so forth. And then we added a strategic focus into it, which then kind of becomes the overall Innometer outcomes around the 3 dimensions, which kind of measures the ecosystem of innovation in various companies. And then this is this meter which tells the organizations which are the areas which we need to focus on to make improvements in the organization. So all these meters talk about that. Having done this, we then started to adopt something else. So we looked at Professor Clayton Christensen and his subject of open innovation out here, and we adopted something called the catalyst, which we call the Tata InnoMultiplier. Along with that, the idea was, how do we help companies to identify these opportunities, and how do we create creative themes around it to make innovation happen. And as you see the two diagrams out here, which says that no process can replace creativity. So employees can always give a lot of ideas, but how can we channelize these ideas? Through the emergence of creative themes, so that a company can create an innovation portfolio out here, which can then say, which are my projects which is leading to improvement or to incremental innovations or to breakthrough innovations. And every company can have a different horizontal line out here which defines their innovation portfolio. We did not stop out here. We moved into the ideation mechanism. That how can we connect so many Tata companies across the world? And we here used a technology called, which we all know, Web 2.0, which is called the Tata Innoverse. And over here, we said that we need plenty of ideas. Ideas are important. We also need the speed to identify the most promising ones. But how do we do that? We started to use the wisdom of the crowd. And this worked like a stock market where you can buy and sell ideas, etc. These are the early results out here, which talks about at least 110 ideas implemented with a number of companies. But the key point is 43% ideas are coming from outside the company which is in focus, so which is a good sign of open innovation. We also started to get into clusters, which means how do we collaborate and get innovations happen within the Tata Group as well as outside the Tata Group. Tata Swatch is a good example of the clusters. By looking at various Tata companies, collaborating them and creating a product which is the photo filter. And then this work continues happening. And finally, we have Tata InnoVista, which is a group level process to capture, showcase and stimulate innovations, which is where we invite a number of entries across the 4 dimensions of promising, dare to try, leading edge, under the 2 categories. This is where projects are submitted by Tata companies, evaluated, there's a competition, and there is a Tata Group winners across this. Just to give you a quick glimpse of numbers, over so many years, it has been 28% increase, 28 times and 25 times in number of companies. Dare to try, risk-averse culture has, the number of projects have improved to about 87. And then probably the journey continues to go on. This is the integrated view of the entire Tata Group initiatives around innovation. Thank you.